wanted that heat so bad I could taste the fire on your breath. And I wanted in your storm so bad I could taste the lightning on your breath. I watched you hold the sun in your arms while he bled to death. He grew so pale next to you. The world is so pale next to you. Your hair is coxcomb red, your eyes are viper black. Your hair is coxcomb red, your eyes are viper black. You said every road is a good road. Between the next road and your last road, every love is your best love, and every love is your last love, and every kiss is a goodbye. Every kiss is a goodbye. I watched you hold the sun in your arms while he bled to death. He grew so pale next to you. The world is so pale next to you. Your hair is coxcomb red, your eyes are viper black. Your hair is coxcomb red, your eyes are viper black. Your hair is coxcomb red, your eyes are viper black.
Call me the 27th character. Step foot upon the scene like it's the end of an era. Me, I've never been better. New recruit, big suit. Inhale, smoke, and blow out nebulous. Just like the candles on the birthday cake. These lights going out, sun's running their mouth. Collapsing lungs like the universe does, so bring them out. I'm rapping till I ain't got nothing to rap about. Or end up like my people who sleeping up in the ground. But I know that the piecing up in the cloud is keeping me from giving this up or tapping out. So you ain't tripping me up from flapping your mouth. Through the conscious, living like the Loch Ness, riding Cerberus back, using my veins as a harness. I had to deal with the devil from way back that read, if he showed his fucking face, I'd be giving them hands. Really, what is sicker than man? Feeding from the garden till his ticker is jammed, hoping the legacy stands. But all he could do was write his initials with a stick in the sand. You could give him a hand, but the greatest thing you could do is live life without giving a damn, right? Wrong. How many people will be peeping the song and like me are feeling like they didn't belong? Who hand-built the path that they're currently on by uprooting the truth and killing the long con? See, I gave up the goose and now I'm Gucci. Yeah, I gave up the juice and now I'm juicy. I had to balance my energy like allowance, keep my feet upon the ground while my head was in the heavens, brethren. That's the life of a go-getter. Make letters in my head, twisting up the poinsettia. I'm getting high off the nature of the rhyme. I'm a nation in my mind, I'm a major in my prime. I'm elated, rocking over drums like a native, just to feel a bit closer to my spaceship. Yeah, not everything is so bad inside my cadence. I can forget my brothers are Abel and Canaan. Can you speak my language? I flip the lingua and reach my hand out to those gripping me with hatred. I'll make a beacon with my fingers like Mavis. I know they know it, but damn it, they need to see this.
And are you ready for Fear the Walking Dead episodes 14 and 15? Yeah. Let's get right into it for episode 14, titled MM54. I have to admit, it got better these past 2 weeks, so I'm pretty happy about it. So, how did you guys feel about it? Okay. The dirty woman, we get flashbacks on how she went totally nuts. Come to find out, her name is Martha. And at the onset of the apocalypse, her husband was involved. There was a freak accident that left him impaled by a pole. Good job, Sinbad, by the way. Good to see him back and around. That was a nice surprise to see him. Martha keeps saying, somebody's going to help us. Don't worry, I'm going to get help. And she's out in the road trying to flag down cars, and they're just passing her by. Of course, that would take anybody off, but you have to remember, they don't know if she's infected or not. So they're going to just get out of town, basically. So she's frantically trying to wave these cars down, but no help. Nobody helps him. She comforts him in his final moments, and you see her, sitting outside the vehicle there, and you hear the growling, snarling thing going on. And she goes ahead and kills him, and then buries him that night, which apparently that's what drove her nuts. I don't know. But many people have lost worse than her. I mean, come on. It could have been a whole lot worse. If that's all that drove her nuts, then she was real close anyway. The next day, a trucker named Stevie leaves a Take What You Need box on the road. Martha appears and corrects her on her box's grammar. Should be farther, not further. She was an English teacher, she says. So, and Stevie thanks her for helping her, and Martha says, I don't help, and stabs her through the neck. Way to go, Martha. I mean, if that's all it took to drive her over the edge, like I said, she must have been very close to begin with. So, she stabs Stevie through the neck. We then see a montage of Martha killing various truck drivers, leaving the boxes on the road, and, puts them on a pole and then lets them attack puts the previous driver on a pole and lets them attack the next driver. So, totally crazy. And she's smiling while she's doing it. So, she asked one of the men about the person who started the box trend, named Polar Bear. He refuses to answer, so Martha kills him with her pet walker, of course. And then she tries to get Polar Bear on the CB. And instead, here's Morgan on the other end. And then we flash back to the present. That was totally just disturbing. Morgan and the others get their bearings after surviving Martha's SWAT truck attack. But of course, it's not over. Martha drives back towards them, leading Althea to try to reclaim her vehicle. She falls back as Martha emerges from the back and sicks her pet walker on June. And Morgan's begging Martha to just stop this already, stop the madness. And Wendell shoots her in the shoulder and knocks her back. That was great. Morgan kills June's walker, of course, before she can get bit, and the truck they were riding in explodes. They're like, duck, get out. And walkers emerge from the wood as Martha smiles. And apparently she got back in the SWAT truck and drives away. Alicia and Charlie are out there, and they find the remains of the truck explosion. Jim pulls Wendell in his broken wheelchair on a makeshift shed down the road. The rest walk behind him, while a large group of walkers follow him. Yeah, they're just following him down the road there. Morgan spots a hospital sign and suggests they head there to heal up. Good place to go, right? But Jim warns it'll be too dangerous. He threatens to leave on his own. But Sarah reminds him he's alive because of Morgan, of course. He relents. All he does is whine. He relents, and the group heads to the hospital. Alicia and Charlie find a map and decide to head east to find their friends. At the hospital, of course, June patches everybody up while Morgan watches the walkers pile up outside. You can see them outside, their shadows, and they're just banging on everything. Al asks Wendell about his wheelchair, and he explains how he got hit by a car as a kid while trying to help a friend. Bad shit happens when you try to help people. Interesting, right? Al gleams the story. Elsewhere, Alicia and Charlie's car runs out of gas, and they're forced to search for gas, to siphon out of some vehicles. It actually was a pretty good episode. So, after walking a few miles, Charlie announces she can't go any further, but Alicia tells her they're going to Galveston to see the beach. And she rationalizes that they might not be alive much longer, so she might as well help Charlie see the beach for the first time. So there you go. It's amazing, though. Her clothes are in pristine shape. Wow. And both their shoes are really in good shape, too. I was like, wow, that's pretty good for surviving, a hurricane and walking through mud and dirt roads and everything else. But okay. Anyhow, at the hospital, Jim thanks Morgan for saving him when the walker suddenly breaks through the barricade. And of course, they have to go now. They have to get out of there. And Jim scolds him for telling him they'd be safe. And Jim gets on Morgan's case here a bit, and it kind of irritated me. You brought us here, you did this, you did that, whatever. Sarah calms him down, and Morgan improvises an escape plan, of course. And they head upstairs, checking for walkers as they go, which is a slow go because they have to carry the wheelchair up as they go. So they check for walkers as they go till they reach an abandoned hallway. They split off to secure the stairwells, and they get surrounded again. Morgan said, well, let's head to the roof, and that's where they go. June adds that they need to locate the generator to get the elevators working. Morgan and Jim head off and fight off the walkers, while Al locates the generator. Way to go, way to go. But yeah, Jim's pretty much on his case the whole episode here until... Interesting. But anyway... And the walkers, of course, they break through the barricade as the power is finally restored, and they huddle together in the elevator as they ride it to the rooftop, before the walkers can get them, of course. On the roof, June examines Jim wounds and discovers he's been bitten. Uh-oh. Panicked, he tells June to do something. What are you going to do? You're going to turn, son. You're going to die. She tells him, of course, there's nothing to be done. Morgan really is upset about Jim's fatal injury and tells June he may not be able to get them out of it. They're stuck this time. Yeah, they're stuck this time. So he's not sure if he can do anything. It may be it. Elsewhere, Charlie tells Alicia they should have kept searching for their group. But Alicia sticks to her mission. I just need something to be good, she says. Okay. And then they hear water. And it's the flooded lake around John and Strand. Charlie tries perking her up by saying they made it to the beach after all. Charlie spots John's hat and points her to the survival camp. So yeah, good episode. The filthy woman, wow, like I said, if that broke her down, that didn't take much. I mean, Nick was murdered, for crying out loud. Look at Madison. Look at some of the people they've lost. And they haven't lost their ever-loving minds like that. So what the heck here, Martha? Kind of weird, I don't know. This episode kind of leaves viewers with the hope that something that's been scarce in a show still looks like it's been. Whether the episode answers the debate that the show has been framing all season long is another question. At least we didn't have to refer to her as a filthy woman anymore. She actually has a name, Martha. And she's a Broadway star, by the way. Now she has a name that triggers a bro-down bonding session, Martha. And but if that's all it took, I mean, yeah, I get it. It was traumatic, but it's just as traumatic as anybody else is dying on there. So I don't know. As she buried him, she lost herself and missed the voices clamoring for attention in her head, apparently. And poor Stevie, the one that did stop, got nailed for it. She was gone at that point. I think she kind of blamed herself for not being able to save her husband. She wouldn't have been able to anyway. Once they took the pole out of him, he would have bled out. There was nothing she could have done regardless. And the reason she was doing that with the trucker, she wants to get down to Polar Bear, the main one. And when she acquired Purvis, she went on his truck's walkie. And this kind of gives more weight to Martha's confrontation later with Morgan after she unleashes the gunfire on the truck. Of course, nobody dies from that. Al thinks Martha ran out of the SWAT van's bullet supply after the first wave. Wendell's wheelchair, of course, was shattered by the blast, but he still attempts to crawl along the side of the truck. Morgan, Luciana, Al, and June are trying to escape, but Al rushes the van to take her back and is caught off guard. She's knocked to the ground, the door bursts open, and June's wrestling with Martha's latest walker. Of course, good old Morgan, he tries to talk her down. Martha tells him he won't end up like the rest of his friends because he has so much more potential. She's going to make him strong. Okay. He then tells her she's stuck. Which is the same way Morgan was stuck when he lost his wife and son. Of course, everybody's been scarred by the loss of loved ones. And Morgan pulled himself back out of the psychological pit. And Martha, of course, is wallowing in its darkness, embracing it, so to speak. And Wendell, oh, you gotta love Wendell. He plants a rifle shot right into Martha's chest. and she still slips away. And the truck catches fire and explodes. Sarah and Jim leap for safety, and here come the walkers. Pretty much Morgan's crew was injured from the encounter. They're dragging Wendell along the road, which was ingenious. That seemed to work pretty well. The area is littered with the motionless walkers. Their friends had to deal. Now they have to guess at a direction where they might be. As Sarah calls them bogies, not walkers, which is kind of cool. I kind of like that. She calls them bogies. Tipping off Al to her background is a Marine who didn't exactly fulfill her services. They're joining a herd that's slowly stalking them. And of course, they find the hospital. But Jim, of course, is like freaking out. He's like, ah. And he wants to keep running away from things that plan on eating him. But, well, yeah, but the rest of the group, they follow Morgan. They trust him. He just has that natural ability, apparently. And they even plan to leave Jim behind if he doesn't want to go. But the beer brewer has limited survival capabilities. He tags along. You fast forward a little bit. Again, Jim patches everything up, but they're not. But now they're stuck in the building, and the walkers are just beating on everything to get in. And of course, Wendell recalls how when he was 10, he saved another kid by getting hit by a car, and that was left him in a wheelchair. Thank God he wasn't jaded by that, and made him want to keep helping others. He wanted to enlist in Marines, but of course they laughed him right out of the station, which is also why Sarah quit the Marines. She didn't agree with their code of conduct. Touching sign of the love she holds for her brother. Isn't that nice? But we're back to the question that keeps getting asked. When to help people only to be rejected by those he wanted to help. Martha tried to help her husband, but couldn't. Madison, going even farther back, lost her life trying to help her family. It's a very selfish conversation to be having. But if you notice, everybody that tries to help somebody, they get bit in the butt in the end. It comes back to bite them, comes back to haunt them. So, should they be helping people? Would you be helping people out there? I'm just curious. Most of the time, those arguing it's better not to pay it forward do so because of the impact of the negativity. So, what do you think? Should they keep paying it forward or not? Maybe Martha's right. Don't help. I don't help. But she makes them stronger. That's not so good. But anyway, Alicia, too, also seems to be done helping friends. She tells Charlie she doesn't know where they would be. So the only thing she can guarantee is getting Charlie to a beach in Galveston, where she always wanted to go. And the group at the hospital, of course, they're looking to Morgan to, get them out of this situation again, which puts them in a position to fall back into the pit, especially when the walkers break down a wall and flood the bottom floor, as Jim is trying to apologize to Morgan. Oh, that was great, right? And of course, they move up to the higher floors. Everything is blocked and the walkers are closing in. And of course, they get the generator started. So Sarah and Al go to turn it on. And they run into trouble too. And Al volunteers to go to the generator alone. She locks herself in a room, putting her fate into grim territory. Which, another example of Wendell's mindset. Shit happens when you try to help people, right? So should they be? Should they be selfish or not? I don't know. If you don't, then you got to pay the consequences also. So, and of course the generators turn on. The walkers have cornered the others by the elevator, but they make it to the top of the roof. Jim and Morgan, of course, grappled with a few of the walkers, searching for a clear stairwell. And one pushed Jim through a glass door. And it seemed he was finally able to defend himself, bringing Martha to mind. When you help people, they never learn to take care of themselves. June tends to his wounds and bites a bite mark. Jim is doomed. Yeah, there's just nothing that's going to happen. And of course, Morgan's feeling guilty. He asked for my help, he tells June. He asked me to save him, and he can't. And June kind of reminds him of that he's the one that got them to safety. But at that same time, the same ill that infects Martha is starting to show symptoms in Morgan. This does end on a more hopeful note. Because Charlie and Alicia keep searching a car for gas. And Charlie tells her they should have kept looking for the others. They should have kept trying to help them. This is where their exchange about needing something to be good comes again. That good comes when they reach a familiar body of water. It's kind of a beach for Charlie, but they also find something floating nearby. John's black hat. But the look on both Alicia and Charlie, we can guess what they found. Yes, totally great. That was a good episode. I liked it. I liked the hospital. Of course, Jim's whining and carrying on. Dear Lord. Just go with it. Just go with it, right? Don't worry about it. Just go. Instead of belly aching all the time. So, now we come to episode 15. I really, really like this episode. I thought it was great. It's called I Lose People. Obviously. That's kind of been the story with Morgan all along, right? Excuse me. So, episode 15, I Lose People. Again, they're stuck on the rooftop. Jim is kind of, ragging on Morgan as usual. And June's telling him they'll find a way off the hospital roof somehow. And Morgan's like, I don't know about this time. This time, I can't think of a way to get us off of here. Elsewhere, Strand and John notice Alicia and Charlie waving at them from across the pond. But I like what Strand says, that he's really hungry today out there, that gator. It was great. See this arm floating in the water. Alicia hears June on her walkie and tells her the good news. Morgan warns Alicia to watch what she says because Martha might be listening in. He also told them they were stuck. Alicia and Charlie head out to locate a boat to rescue John and Strand. A boat, a kayak, something to get to them. And then they're all going to try and do something. And there goes Jim, Mr. Beer Brewer. He gets up on the edge of the roof. And Morgan goes, wait. And he goes, I'm not going to do what you think I'm going to do. So he pees on all the walkers. Okay, great, okay. And Morgan says, I don't have a right to ask, but can you help him rescue Al? But of course, Jim declines. Sarah then asks Jim for his beer recipe, saying he might die, but his beer can live on. And of course, Mr. Selfish, leave me alone. He blames Morgan. Well, he got me up here. It's his fault. Da 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 da. But she reluctantly, okay, fine. Alicia and Charlie discover a kayak tied to the roof of a car. And they suddenly come under fire from Martha. And of course, she's been eavesdropping again. She's been listening in and that she can make them stronger. Yeah, that's creepy, just the way she says that. And after yelling that she doesn't need any help, Martha collapses. So wonder she hasn't died from that wound yet. Come on. You see her, she's looking at this map and dripping blood all over it. Morgan and the group, minus Jim, they venture back into the hospital to locate Al. Instead, they find a note telling them she's going to try and escape, along with instructions on protecting her tape if she dies. So Morgan leaves to find her while the rest stay behind, while Jim's sitting up on the rooftop, getting ready to turn or whatever. And And we're back to John and Strand, and they hear a vehicle. And it's a SWAT truck. Woohoo! Alicia plows it through the lake to rescue them as the two men take a swig from their bottle in celebration. Yay, hey, finally get them back to everybody. And Charlie returns John's hat, and he commends her for talking again. Yay! I'm just glad they're back to everybody now. They're not stuck on that little island out there. Just those two. But those two are great. And they had zip-tied Martha in the back of the van there. So, hoo-hoo. And Strand asks who she is. Morgan tells the rest that he'll find a way to distract the walkers and let the rest escape. Don't worry about me. I will just, I need a distraction. So the rest can escape. He returns to the roof and tells Jim they have work to do. So, yeah, this was great. Yeah, they zip-tied her in there. It was great because she kind of collapses. So they take it. And Strand's like, who the hell is this? But okay. In the SWAT truck, John radios Morgan to give him the all clear on speaking freely on the walkies. And June, he responds immediately, John, is that you? Oh, it's so nice. And they're both elated to talk to one another. It was so cute, yeah. June gives them their location and says they're on their way. And here comes Martha. She wakes up all distressed at being tied up. And Alicia suggests she has Morgan to thank. Oh, he'll be thanking me, she says. Okay, that was kind of creepy. She's just creepy sometimes. Just how she says things. Oh, he'll be thanking me. I'm just surprised she hasn't died from the bullet wound yet. I don't know. So Morgan's up on the roof there, and he's trying to figure out how to make it do a distraction. He decides to take a dead walker and throw him off the roof. Of course, which hits a car, which sounds the alarm. That attracts the other walkers away from the hospital entrance to let them out. And Sarah's like, Momo's a goddamn genius, Sarah Beam, says she. And the rest escape into the Momo. Gotta love Momo. And they're in the they escape into the ambulance. So June radios Morgan to follow him. He tells her to go without him. Just go, And June radios him again. This time she's with John and the others in the SWAT truck. Yay! Alicia and the others chime in on the radio telling him they're going to save him. They're not going to leave him behind. Morgan looks down and sees their plan. A fire truck. And Martha warns Luciana she should leave because this won't end well. But of course, who listens to her? They just totally ignore her. But that was cool, the way he just threw that walker off to distract. That was a good idea. So, Sarah is the one who operates the fire truck's crane, but she's shot by a couple... She's short by a couple stories. Morgan finds rope, wraps it around a pipe, and lowers it down. And he's telling Jim, come with me, come on. But he says there's no point since he's going to die from the bite. He tosses his stick down and he starts climbing down the building. Gingerly, he makes it and is immediately attacked by the walker. It comes through the glass. That was so cool, the way that happened. Boom. And he's grappling with this walker, and the walker's got his head hanging over the edge of the building there. And all of a sudden, boom, here John skillfully shoots the walker from below, and Morgan successfully jumps onto the fire truck's crane. Yay, John! Him and his 6 shooters there, right? He's lowered down, and he nods one last time to Jim. Alicia and June and Luciana draw her to walkers, and they barely make it back to the fire truck alive. That was a pretty cool scene, actually. Very cool. At the end there, you see Jim. He's trying to make a decision there. He's surrounded by walkers. Surrounded by walkers, Jim decides to sacrifice himself to save the others. Before he does, though, he radios Sarah. He gets on there and he's going to give you the recipe for the beer. She writes it down, and she's like, oh, that was so great. She was so elated by that. He gets up on the ledge again, and he's ready this time. He takes a deep breath, and off he goes. He jumps off the ledge and onto a car, of course, distracting the walkers from the fire truck. And they return to the SWAT truck, but guess who's missing? Old Martha there. So they all get in there, and Sarah decides they have to have a really cool name for this beer for Jim, since he did give him the recipe. Jimbo's Beer Bows in his memory. Jimbo's Beer Bows is what they're going to call it in his memory. Morgan proposes, they find Al and travel back to Alexandria together. All of us together, he says. Elsewhere, and then you get cut after they talk about that. Then you're seeing these hands, and they're marking on Jim's head. And I'm like, dear God, just after. I was like, oh, Jim, oh my God, you redeemed yourself after all the belly. It was like, you did it. Bless your heart. All of a sudden, somebody's marking his face. I'm like, dear God, it can't be her. And he wakes up a walker, of course. And Martha is the one marking her course with her message. And Martha tells him, you're strong now. Let's go make him strong too. Wow. That was kind of creepy. I did not expect her to be there. I honestly didn't. I know she escaped, but damn. She's got a bullet wound in the shoulder area there, a pretty big wound, and she's still alive and still marking up the walkers. I don't know whether it's her madness keeping her alive or what here. But I was so impressed with Jim at the end. It was like, all you see was him fall. Kaboom, you hear the car alarm. They all look. They know what happened. I know Morgan feels bad. I know he does. You know he does. But that Martha, God, it's like she's got 110 lives, not just 9. So they're all in the truck. I'm sure they'll find Al. Do you think they're going to make it to Alexandria? All of them. I think next week is the final episode for the season finale. So it should be interesting. I'm glad to see these last 2 episodes really picked up. I was very happy. And, of course, you got to love Strand and John. Of course, it was so cool. And, of course, sure shot John there kills that walker. That was on Morgan. So, he is back. But so cool. So cool. But they don't have... You got Martha missing. Al's missing now. I was surprised, actually, Charlie was still around. But they're kind of all back. They'll find Al, I'm sure. And I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe they'll hopefully be on their way to Alexandria at the end of the finale episode. What did you guys think? Momo. Gotta love Sarah and Wendell. I love those two. Those are great. But for all his whining and belly aching and blame and everything else, Jim did redeem himself at the end. I was like, oh, he did it. Oh, my God. And then, of course, you see this bloody hand and stuff writing on his forehead. I'm like, no way. No freaking way. Yeah, it was. Are you glad to see John and June back? Question for you. And what would you name Jim's beer? Typing. Come up with a good name for that. What would you name Jim's beer? It has to be in memory of him, so it has to be something good. So, what would you name it? I was trying to think of one. I haven't been able to think of one yet. I don't know about that one, though. Jimbo's Beer Bows. That's as good as any, I guess. I don't know what I'd call it. Yeah, I guess that would work. I can't think of any offhand that's catchy at the moment, but what would you name it? I think that would be pretty cool to hear from you guys. God, is Martha going to survive this bullet in her? Or what? Dear God. I mean, like I said, she's got more than 9 lives. I swear, she just keeps coming back for more. I don't know how she's going to live through it, but she's doing an excellent job for doing that type of character. So what did you think of this episode, this last one? I thought it was very good. Nice job. I liked the way everybody, did what they needed to do. I figured Jim would die, but I didn't think it would be that way, and kudos for him dying the way he did. That was great. He just figured it was the end anyway, and I wish it would have killed him so he didn't come back, but that didn't happen, so Martha's got him now, and that's not a good thing, obviously. I wish Michelle was here with me tonight so we could talk about this. John and everybody, they look good. Of course, Morgan, we need to all go together. But what do you think of that? It does, don't help, I don't help philosophy. Do you think they should help or not? Because it seems to bite them in the butt every time they do it. So, I'm not sure. Okay. Oh, okay, you at work. I wish you were here. Good. Because we could bounce stuff off each other. So I wish you was. Oh, you'll be here next week, though. Oh, for the finale. Woo-hoo. Awesome. And his, Jim's, little, what would I want to call it? What's the word I'm looking for? His little rebellion there and peeing on the walkers. That was pretty good, too. Kind of a comeback for him. He did really come back and redeem himself, and I'm so happy. I can't think of a good name for the beer offhand. I'll have to really think about it and get back to you on that. So, but yeah, I was surprised she was still around and alive. Like, dear God, I thought maybe Wendell killed her. No such luck. I love Wendell and Sarah. They are totally awesome. I don't know. Luciana's character is kind of bugging me. She's just kind of there right now. I thought she'd be doing more, but she's... Oh, no. I know how that is. Oh, I'm so sorry. Ooh, 8. Oh, I hate when they do that. You'll be here with me next week, though, right? For the finale. I'm so excited. I hate those stretches like that. I really do. But, yeah, I really enjoyed this last episode especially. I thought it was good. It kind of tied up some loose ends, finally. And, of course, Morgan, he's beating himself up for stuff again, becoming a leader, and, of course, leading them into their predicament and all this, that, I don't know if I can get us out of it this time. So, and, it gets a little, people are getting a little irate. June's getting a little irate with Morgan because, talking about his problems all the time. There's more important things to do, like get us the hell out of here. So, yeah. And he's always, Martha, you don't end this madness. Stop it. You're in a dark place. She's so far gone, she ain't coming back. And then again, of course, yay, they saved John and Strand. So, and they've kind of switched personalities in this one. Here we have the depressed John in the cynic. They're not going to get us. They're not going to get us. Where he was a optimist for how long, and then Victor's like, oh yes, they will. No problem. And he's the psychotic. Yeah, that's an understatement. Like I said, if just her husband turning to a walker did this, she had to be really on the edge. Anyway, because you had Nick die, you had Madison die, you had, all these people die, and nobody's lost their mind. Not like her. Good Lord. Sure, they lose it for a bit, but wow. I don't know. But here they kind of switch roles there at the end before they got rescued off that little island. You had John, being depressed. Could be. I think you could be right. But you got Strand going there, and he took a bottle to celebrate when they got off of there. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, he probably is. So have you thought of a beer name? I can't think of one offhand. I might have to think one, come up with it for next week. But you have June and John talking over the walkie. Oh, it was so cute. It was like, John. I was like, oh. So they're kind of back. We'll see where that goes. Jim's Jamba Juice. There you go. Jim's Juice. There you go. That works too. Jim's Beer Bows. I don't even know where the hell she got that. That's better than I came up with. Jim's Juice. And of course, again, what does Morgan say in this episode? Again, there are things I got to make up for. Well, you stop it already. That seems to be his theme. Stop it. We know. But I think Jim really, at the end, was like, oh, he did it. You saved him. Yay, Jim. And you gave up your beer recipe, which I thought. That was a great, he was. Oh, who's whining? Which one? Morgan or Jim was? Yeah, Morgan? Yeah, he's been a little bit. I gotta make up for things. Stop it. We know, we're tired of hearing it. Okay. Here's a little parallel with Martha, the way she got out. Her restraints. If you think about it, think back. All that remains there is some blood. A little blood spatter. But that's exactly how Myrtle left a little something behind when he cut himself loose from his handcuffs on the rooftop in The Walking Dead. So, a little parallel there. I'm surprised that SWAT van is still working. Yeah, definitely. He's getting... It's like, all right, Morgan, we know. You've been saying that every episode. There's things I got to make up for. Okay, just do your thing and move on. You'd think it'd moved on by now. I'm surprised that SWAT truck is still in business. Honest to God, it's like been through hell and back. So yeah, he has been again. Oh, and he feels so bad. He let him up there. Well, he saved their butts again. Don't feel bad. I don't know. I thought it was a good. Past 2 episodes were good. Except for yeah, Hair of the Walker. Oh, I love that's a good one. Great one. Kind of him at the end, no? Best one. Hair of the Walker. I love it. That's great. I like it. I like it. I don't know. I can't. It was a good episode. I like when they plowed through the water in the SWAT vehicle, of course. Hair of the dog, hair of the walker. Oh, I like it. Great one. That's great. So they basically, everybody's pretty much together. Too bad Martha got away, but all they have to do is find Al, and they can. But Martha's going to pull something yet to try and stop them. But we'll see. We shall see what happens, what she does, and if they're going to finally be on their way to Alexandria. 12 days, guys, before The Walking Dead is back on, and I'm so excited. And did you see who's going to be coming back to be director? He's going to direct now. And I have a feeling they're not killing him off. He's going to set off into the sunset, and I think we're going to see him a couple seasons later. I really do. And we shall see. But 12 days, Fear will be done, and The Walking Dead will be on. I'll have you and Rick, and I'm so excited. I'm excited. Of course, Michael Cudlitz, he directed an episode. Oh, yeah, he will be. He's going to be directing next season. So we'll see. I don't know what I don't know about is Judith, but we'll save that discussion for that show. So we'll have a lot to discuss. That. Do you think at the yeah, me too. I'm so excited. So do you think in the season finale of Fear that they're going to all be on their way to Alexandria? What do you think? I think they might be. We're going to see them on their way to Alexandria. So, it's going to be great. So I think that's what we're going to see. And maybe the demise of Martha finally, I don't know. That we'll just have to wait and see for. I think there's a lot of people excited for this season of The Walking Dead. So, Fear, it had started out good and had a couple episodes I fell flat, like 3. But so far these last 2 were good. And we're down 1, but the group is still together as soon as they find Al. Hopefully next week we'll see Martha's demise. And we'll take I know a lot of people are. I think we're all excited for that to start. It's going to be a great season, I think. Really good. So, next week, have your beer name ready. Yes, I know. Beta and all them. Oh, it's going to be great. That's going to be creepy, which is so cool. Yeah, they're going to be, that's going to be something else. I think we're going to pop. Some people will probably be shocked or whatever, but the Whispers are 100 times worse than Negan's group. So there you go. So Just be prepared. Oh, I know. That's going to be so good. So good. So good. So be a couple of weeks, less than 2 weeks, get ready for The Walking Dead. So I'm so excited. I'll be having Michelle and Rick on. So they're going to be my co-hosts, and I'm really excited about that. And you'll be with me for the season finale of Fear. So woo-hoo-hoo. And we can talk a little bit of The Walking Dead coming up the following week. So yeah, it is. So that kind of wraps up the both episodes. Good episodes. I really liked them. The hospital idea was great, but I like the little parallels they do to The Walking Dead, like Martha escaping her bonds, kind of like Meryl did on top of that building. Left a little blood, and yeah, kind of parallel, which is cool. Yeah, she's long gone. She's been gone. But it kind of, I get it was traumatic with her husband, but I mean, Nick got murdered, for crying out loud. Alicia didn't totally lose her mind. I don't know. I think that's a great idea. I like it. Yes. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Excuse me. Yes, absolutely. Michelle said we should have a live reaction show. I agree. Maybe we can do that for TWD. Definitely. I think that would be great. Oh, and AHS. Hoo, 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 hoo. Wow. I gotta love it. Which we'll discuss on Sunday again. Love that idea. Yes, a live reaction show. Yes. So, fall lineup now that we discussed Fear, both episodes, which were very good. I enjoyed them, except for Morgan, it's whiny stuff there for a while. In this last episode, there's things I got to make up for. Oh my God, stop it. Okay, we've heard it. We know. Okay, move on. It's getting a little old already there, Morgan, but okay. We'll see what happens next week. What is Martha planning for him? Why is she so fixated on him anyway? She's really fixated on Morgan for some reason. Not so much everybody else. She's really fixated on him. So anyway, tomorrow we will have DWD, and that's the part 2 of the power metal bands. We're going to have Camelot, Nightwish, Hammerfell, Dragon Force. It will be pre-recorded, though I have to work till 1 a.m. tomorrow night. So it will be pre-recorded. So hope you all enjoy it, by the way. So Friday, I can't do it Friday, though. I could wait till Saturday, because I really, really like that one. I love the music in it. I really want to do it. What do you think, Michelle? I got to work till 1 tomorrow, and that kind of sucks. I could do Encounters tomorrow. Maybe I'll do that. I'll pre-record Encounters and do live DWD Saturday, because I really, really enjoy these groups. And I really want to be. I don't want to pre-record that one. I really don't. I think I'll pre-record the Encounters, and you guys can enjoy that tomorrow night. So, and then we have Lolita's Jam. She plays hip hop and underground music and has new artists. She is quite a following, so please check her out. Yeah. Oh, getting ready for winter already. We should have getting ready for Halloween. Woo-hoo-hoo. We'll have to do that one. A Halloween thing right before Halloween. So, getting ready for winter? Okay, we can do that. Brrr, yeah, that's right around the corner, unfortunately. Oh, yeah, Planet B.O.B. on Monday. Woohoo. Awesome. So, let's see. Friday, Hollywood Review. And then on to our Freaks in the Basement with our biggest freak, Chris Stevens, with his 101st show. So congrats, Chris, on that. You rock. It's a great show. The Freaks will be out to play, so come on, stop by. And the Freaks will say hi. Saturday, I think that's what I'm going to do, DWD on Saturday. So I can be in on it because I just love the music, so we'll do it Saturday. And then, don't forget, Ecto is on Saturday. Michelle, our own Michelle Auger. Freaks in the Basement, yes. I wish you were here. You do that so well. I can't get down that little sarcophagus. Anyway, about joke. Freaks in the Basement. Awesome. Saturday, Ecto with our own Michelle Auger. Spooky, creepy, spooky. So make sure you tune in to that. I think maybe closer to Halloween, Michelle, we can combine the two shows. Would that be fun? With creepy stories and tales and stuff. That would be cool. What do you think? That would be fun. Anyway, and then I'll do DWD, and then later on join Ock Diaz and the JM Ock Dog. That's a party all night long, guys. He plays music from A to Z, pretty much anything you want to hear, he'll play. So there you go. Yes, I agree. That would be so much fun. I wish you were going to be here with me, like to do a live haunted attraction. That would be great. I'm so looking forward to that, and I will let you know when that will be. Sunday, of course, we talk American Horror Story. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, what a season so far. I'm loving it. So we will discuss that. Monday, the Broncos game is on, so Sport Talk will be on Tuesday. Gary and myself will be on to recap the Broncos game and other scores and highlights. So, yeah, that would be, would be, definitely. So I wanted to see what you thought about that. So that's kind of the fall lineup. We're going to switch it up this week because of my weird, strange working hours. But that'll end. Tomorrow's the last one that I have to work late. So, thank God. It's just crazy. Anyway, so we're going to switch it up a bit. I'll pre-record encounters and do DWD on Saturday. So tune in for that on Saturday. I'm so looking forward to doing that. They are some of the best power metal bands. That a lot of my favorites. I just absolutely love them. So tune in for that. And don't forget Ecto, about 5 p.m. She does such a great job with that. She is awesome. So don't work too hard, Michelle. I hate when you have to do stretches like that. It's crazy. Trying to think what else. Shout out to True Horror Junkies, Horror Through Ring Circus. Walking Dead Freak Show. We'll be having more on there, of course, once we get closer to TWD. Art of Darkness, King Barker and Beyond, Typhoid Marys. Thank you for allowing me to share DWD on there. Survival Wolves with Mike Ronan on Facebook. And if you go to check it out, make sure you check on the group that has 2,000 plus members, not the clone group. With like 500 members, okay, so make sure you hit the right one. Conflicted with Julie Kenny. We need to have her back on soon, Michelle. She is such an awesome lady. Check out her page. It's called Conflicted. I believe it's like what if scenarios. What would you do? Yeah, the real one, the real Survival Wolves has 2,000 plus members, so check it out. Great. And of course, Planet B period, O period, B period on Facebook. And make sure it's B period, O period, B period, because I'm not sure where you'll end up without the periods in there. So check it out. All three of those, Conflicted, Survival Wolves, Planet B.O.B., prepping survival tips, what you should be doing, what can you do. You have any questions, these people are awesome. They will answer it the best they can, and you will get an answer. So check these groups out. They are really, really good. That's pretty much it. Thank you, Michelle. I'm glad you stopped by. Great. I wish you were here with me. We could have talked a little more, but John, his 6-shooters, bang, he got him. He's just awesome. So glad they're all back together now. So I hope June and John are kind of together now. It seemed like she was pretty happy that he was okay and coming back. So we'll see how that works out too. So I'll have a good night. Michelle, don't work too hard. And I will, so check out Encounters tomorrow night. It's going to be, yeah. Yeah, he is. He is. But I'll refrain. He's yours, so that's okay. All right, guys. Don't work too hard, Michelle. Hope not. Try and get some rest. Everybody have a great night, and we'll see you soon, okay? Peace out, y'all.
reports in 5 states. They don't know if it's a virus or a microbe. They don't know, but it's spreading.
You need to...
People are killing.
Look at this. How they unload on him.
The dog is nature. But nature, well, nature always wins.
If it happens, it will happen quickly.
What kind of man does that? Puts his wife and children in the hands of strangers.
Men do these things not because of evil.
He was never even met.
I found the place he spoke of. They do evil because of fear. He has given us all he can.
World on fire with smoking sun stops everything and everyone. Brace yourself for all will pay. Help is on the way. Salazar. Skin. Let the healing light come in. I'll cover you in the sky.
Good night. I love you, darling, good night. Good night, good night. May the stars shine bright. Good night, my darling. Good night, good night, good night. I'll push down the pillow with all of my might. Good night, the stars are so bright. And I'll hold down the pillow